Well, I found myself in country Victoria with the 2021 Force 8 by Kokoda Caravans. Now, the Force 8 is Kokoda's top of the line off-road caravan, and I think it's going to be fitted out with a lot of good gear. So let's take a look. The Force 8 is an off-road caravan, as I mentioned, and it's built on a substantial chassis. You've got 6-inch main members, you've got a 6-inch drawbar, a 2-inch chassis riser at the suspension, and speaking of the suspension, the van uses Elco's new Enduro X independent coil suspension setup. It's got dual shock absorbers per wheel, and it just does a really good job. At the front, you've got the Cruisemaster DO35 coupling. It's a really popular coupling for good reason. You've got a checker plate storage box up front with dual slide out trays, one on either side, and I reckon they'd be good for a generator or a portable fridge or whatever it is that you want to carry along with you on your journey. So how's the van built? Well, Kokoda uses a Meranti timber frame, and that's clad with smooth composite aluminium cladding, and looking around the caravan, it looks like they've done a really good job. Underneath the caravan, you've got dual water tanks mounted towards the front. Towards the back, they've even fitted a grey water tank on this particular unit. And there's even a bike rack at the back too. I mean, come on, you've got to have the bikes. And like every other Kokoda caravan I've towed, this one was no dramas at all. On the gravel, on the bitumen, no issues. And heaps of external storage space available on this caravan. Look, there's no traditional front boot, but in addition to that checker plate storage box on the A-frame, there's a large near side boot, and that's also accessible from inside the caravan. A couple of other things I noticed. Look, you've got a gas bayonet so that you can hook your barbecue up to the van's gas supply. And you've also got a freshwater tap on the A-frame. Now, the 12-volt system's handled by two 100 amp hour deep cycle batteries, and they're mounted to a chassis rail on the offside. They can be charged up by the two 170 watt solar panels on the roof. And everything's managed by a BM Pro battery management system, which I think we can all agree is a really good unit. I really like the look of the Force 8, and I particularly like that rear cutaway. I mean, that's just great for your rear departure angle, you know, dragging it through a creek or whatever, not doing any damage to the back of the van. At the back of the van, Kokoda's fitted two jerry can holders. There's a couple of spare wheels back there, while on the offside at the back, you'll also find an external shower. This particular Force 8 weighs 2,705 kilos at tear, while the ATM is 3,500 kilos, so that's a really generous payload capacity. The empty ball weight on this caravan, meanwhile, is 233 kilos. And look, these are all just things that you need to think about when you're choosing the appropriate tow vehicle for your van. So the exterior looks great. What about the inside? Don't know. Let's go have a look. It really is an attractive caravan, isn't it? And it's well fitted out too. You've got a 180 litre Dometic fridge freezer, a Thetford 4-burner cooktop with a griller and an oven. Look, there's not a great deal of bench space in the kitchen, but let's not forget that this isn't an overly long caravan, so there are going to be some compromises here and there, especially when you consider there's that forward bedroom for the kids. Now, speaking of that bedroom, one thing that immediately caught my eye was that split bathroom setup. So you've got a separate cubicle for the toilet and wash basin in the corner, while just behind that, you've got another separate cubicle for the shower, and I think that's a great setup. A good amount of storage space for the kids as well. This dinette, look, it's really quite comfortable. You've got good support for the back, a couple of reading lights, and you know, they've even got some inbuilt USB charging points. Now, this particular Force 8 has two bunks in the front of the van, and they're of a generous size as well. And look, this entire kid's bedroom can be closed off via this concertina screen. Give mum and dad a bit of privacy. I think the interior of this van has a sleek and modern look, and I think part of the reason for that is there are no handles for your overhead cabinets. Instead, it's just a little lip over the main cabinet so that you can grab hold of the catch and open it up. Now, it should be fairly easy to keep cool in this van. You've got a Bel Air reverse cycle air conditioner mounted to the roof, but you've also got 4 Sirocco fans. You've got 2 at the front for the parents and 1 for each bunk. I mean, I think the kids are going to appreciate that. Like just about all caravans built in Australia, the Force 8 has integrated fly screens, and block out blinds. Now, one of the things to be aware of with a caravan that has a rear bed as well as a rear cutaway is it's going to compromise a little bit the amount of storage space under the bed, but in this case, Kokoda's done it really well and they've fitted out lots of other storage space elsewhere. Now, this caravan's not overly long, but it still manages to fit in a lot of equipment for a couple of kids and the parents. I reckon they'll be very comfortable in this caravan. A lot of caravans these days will have the option of fitting a grey water tank. Now, why is this important? Well, it will allow you to collect and store, the grey water from the dishes or the shower or whatever it is, and dispose of it later on at an appropriate location. Well, that's the Force 8 by Kokoda Caravans. As mentioned, it is the top-end off-roader by Kokoda. And what a ripper this caravan is. There's a lot of equipment in here, and I reckon it's going to go pretty much anywhere the four-wheel drive can. Well, it's time for me to hitch up and hit the road.